Hey, if you like BNN Bloomberg's market call and you like taking a look at charts and you're looking for kind of a daily show to put all these things together, then you're at the right place. Market call recap on the Early Buffett YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me Monday, June 24th, 2024. The year's just flying by. I appreciate you joining me. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. As I always mention, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a broker. I'm not a CMT. I'm just an armchair technician taking a look at charts, trying to help people out here. I've been doing this for about 6 years, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things, but I've picked up some stuff along the way and I like to share it with the community here on the YouTube. So thanks so much. What do we got going on today? Well, we had Jeff Parent on who had 3 interesting picks: Altagas, Microsoft, and Mueller. So taking a look first at the TSX, really strong today, up 0.87% on the day. So we're looking pretty strong for the TSX. Meanwhile, we kissed all-time highs recently on the SPY on the S&P 500. And, small little miniature pullback here, but we're relatively flat on the day. NASDAQ pulling back for sure, pulling back a little. We hit that, we love these even numbers, right? Look at that 20,000 right there, and it just bounced right off 20,000. So, the technicals don't lie for sure. Are we headed back to this, 20-day or 50-day? Who knows? But it's looking like that. I mean, we're probably due for a pullback. Definitely due for a pullback, I should say. So, and the Dow, what's the Dow doing? Dow's up, 0.66%. Coming back into this area here, which may, well, if you look right here at 391-ish, we're kind of past that, but, we're struggling. Dow's struggling to kind of get ahead, but it's strong, in the past month or so. So, looking good here. So what do we have for Jeff? Jeff had Altagas as his first pick, and just a very orderly chart going back to March of 2023. So he likes it for the solid dividend, obviously a solid trend, which technicians really like. He said below 28 he'd be a sell. So if we look at that on the chart here, that's roughly around that 200-day moving average. So he probably sees that it's struggling a little bit here, although it, dipped below the 50-day and it got right back up above it today. So seeing a bit of strength on the day today, but not sure where it's going to go from here. But you could see that 28 level, right? It's bounced off that. If you want to draw a line, you could draw a line at 28. And you could see where exactly his sell point is right here, which is just below this area of consolidation here. So that's where he would, put a stop loss, I'm guessing. But, it's steady as she goes for Altagas. So very clean chart. I mean, we could grab our trend line here just to show you what I see, it's popped below this trend line several times over the past, call it a year or so, but it's trading quite tightly right now, So you could take a look, on the long term, looking strong, but all of these dips, the dip below that trend line, have been bought up. So is that going to be the same here? As long as they execute properly, and the fundamentals kind of, match the technicals, then a good chance that this will continue on its merry way. But, I don't know. You don't know. Most technicians don't know. We don't know the future. We're just kind of looking at, past indicators to give us a general idea of the future trend, and this thing is definitely trending up. So next, Mr. Softy, which, needs no introduction. You take a look at the long-term chart of Mr. Softy, and it's just, up and to the right. And looking good here. He's been hanging on since the 300s. He bought it around 300. I'm guessing it's around here that he bought it. So obviously very good performance since then. He mentioned possibly a stock split, which I thought was interesting. I haven't heard much about a stock split coming up for Microsoft, but it doesn't change the company in any way. It doesn't change the value of the stock. But, in my world where I do a little bit of options trading, it could be interesting because, options are sold in 100 share increments. So a stock like Microsoft, you could be on the hook for, 44 grand. And if you have a smaller trading account, then, a lower stock price results in a lower priced options contract. So, which could be interesting for options traders. So yeah, it doesn't change anything, but in my opinion, it allows us smaller traders, with smaller accounts to kind of put in some options positions on these companies at a more affordable price, because it's all about weighing your positions properly, right? You don't want one stock to occupy too much of your portfolio, right? So if you have a $100,000 portfolio and you're, assigned a put, a short put on Microsoft, and you're assigned 100 shares, that's $44,000. And that is almost half of your portfolio if it's a $100,000 portfolio. So, if this thing came back down to like $100 a share or so, then, you can get into positions where you're not going to be assigned, almost 50 grand worth of Microsoft shares. So in my opinion, it's a good thing for options traders with smaller accounts, because they can, get into more interesting trades there, and without, getting underwater on a full assignment of a stock that, is, $450 a share. So that's just my thoughts on the whole stock split situation. But he did say he's a seller at 400 if it dips below 400, which we could see as this area here as well, because, and that, coincides with roughly the 200-day moving average. So if it dips below that 200-day, then he's out, and, technically that would be quite a breakdown from here. So I could see how that would be the case, how that would be his general idea on that. But, we'll see. Again, none of us can predict the future, right? But taking a quick look at the technicals, you have that 430 level that it's rejected a few times this year. Finally got over it. Now, if it retests that, it's probably a good thing. If it breaks below that, look out, right? But we do have this trend here as well on the shorter term, the past couple months, that's kind of going up. So it's, it's a strong looking chart. They're in a good space. They're in AI. They're heavily invested in open AI as well. So they're, doing all the right things, and kind of mission critical for the corporate world in terms of Microsoft. So it's, it's a solid one. Last but not least, Mueller Water Products. I've never heard of this company, but look at that chart. Wow. It's all over the place. I mean, we could see lots of cup and handles here over the past couple years. But it's, I don't know what to make of this one, to be honest with you. It's tricky, but if we look at some levels, you could see that 1650 level, which should act as support in the event of this thing pulling back a little bit more. He sees it more of as a fundamental story rather than a technical story. So, but you could see this gap is slowly being filled here, right? These gaps, they love being filled. So is it going to come right back down to 16? It could very well. Could very well come back to 16. But it's looking weak, it's on a downtrend here in the last couple months, right? So you got to be careful here, but it's picking up some steam. It hugged, it caught that 50-day. So when you see nice candles on that 50-day, there's, a good chance that it's being bought up again. Volume is kind of flat as well. So hard to say, but this, on the longer term, it's a whippy stock for sure, as they say, but it's still strong. It's strong on the longer term as well, but hold on to your hats along the way. So this is a 2 billion market, almost 3 billion market cap. So these things could get knocked around quite a bit. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please like, subscribe. I really appreciate your time. I read all the comments. I'll try and reply to all of them as well. There's not many right now, so Please help me out with that. I'd appreciate it. And if you like this type of stuff, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great one.